Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. In the fall of 1987, four men find themselves reunited with childhood friends for the first time in 10 years. They are drawn together by the mysterious death of a mentor they all cared for together as children. World of Darkness: The Ultimate Evil is a first edition Chronicles of Darkness game that takes place in Bismarck, North Dakota, and is inspired by the Satanic Panic of the 1980s. Remembrance is the first story arc that follows Alex, played by Adam B., Wayne, played by Adam C., Che, played by Andrew, and Michael, played by Slavic, as they discover the mysteries that surround them in their hometown. If you would like to contact us, you can reach us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or on Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy.
The next scene will start in the morning when you guys are all in, just you four. Brian's not with, but Brian told you guys, like, went up to each of you guys and like shook each of your hands. You know what I mean? And wished you luck. But you could see like this look of like pleading, almost like, please tell me you want me to come with. But he doesn't. He knows that he's not supposed to. You know, like this is something that is supposed to be intimate and private with. You know what I mean? With you four, you guys get in the truck. Your grandfather has all these different like saddles and like sleeping bags and saddle bags, you know what I mean? Stuff that you could tie on and bring with you and he even has like, you know, it's not like an armory scene, but you know what I mean? He has like a rifle, you know what I mean? Like a hunting rifle for you guys, and probably had like a couple pistols, you know, just.
I have a couple of hunting rifles myself. I'll bring at least one of them.
Okay, yeah. Truck, don't you already have like a...
It is Jeep. Yeah. It is Jeep. So you guys are in his truck. It's an older pickup truck. Che, you're sitting up front with him, and the other three, you're sitting in the back because it's just like a two-seater truck, you know? And you guys are like burning down these roads. You guys kind of have like a lot of flannel type shirts on because it's like about 45, 50 degrees. You know what I mean? It's definitely getting chilly. The sky is kind of overcast at the moment. You guys are peeling down this paved road on the southern part of Bismarck, meaning you're away from the city. You can't see the city. You have fields, you know what I mean, and telephone poles going by as you're driving. But as you eventually, Raymond starts slowing down, and he slides, like, you know, those little windows they have in the back of the trucks where you can talk to the, you know what I mean, the bed. And he's like, we should be coming up here soon, I think. And he has like a folding map, like, next is the stick shift, you know what I mean, that's sitting there, and he looks at the map, and as you guys are coming, you all can see like ahead of you, like it looks like a grove, like along the road, almost like some pine trees. You're driving along the road here, like on the left, going parallel with the road, you see some pine trees, and then like perpendicular, like about 50 yards, you see some pine trees. Almost looking like someone planted them there to have some privacy a little bit from people driving by the road. And as you guys get to the road, you're driving on this highway still, small two-lane highway. He slows down, and on the left, you see that there's like a gate that's open that, like, it looked like in the middle had a W, but it's kind of like shoved open, and there's a gravel. It turns off into like a gravel drive road, I guess. I won't say driveway because that has just like you're just going to park your vehicle, but it is a pathway, like I guess a driveway that leads to within the tree. So he turns there and he slows down. You guys see that along this little gravel driveway that curves, that there's pine trees that are along the road. And as you guys are slow, you can smell the sap of the pines. You can smell the snap of fall. And then eventually you break from the pine trees and you see this ranch that is before you. Obviously, it's in a rancher style. It's made of brick and dark brown wood. It has really, like, I mean, like, the windows are nice. You see, like, the front double wooden doors are, you know what I mean, like, high quality. Has steps walking up. I would say it's about 4,000 square feet. You see, like, it looked like at one time there's, like, flower beds in the front, but, like, they've all wilted and died, if not for fall, but for the lack of them being taken care of. You see to the left of this house, it looks like there's some horse stables at one time and like an area to break horses and everything like that.
Any vehicles?
No vehicles. And actually, when you roll up and he's pulling up to where like vehicles park, you see this big old, like big white, like poster sized paper planted on the door. You see in red letters, foreclosure, and you see like a bunch of like writing in the middle. Raymond gets out. Pop opens the trunk, And he's like, and he looks at his watch. And he's like, the horses should be here in a little bit. And as he says that, you see another pickup truck come by and is pulling. It has like a hitch wagon on the back, the type that carry horses that you guys have seen all over. You know what I mean? When driving on the outskirts of Bismarck. And you see this guy come up, this white guy has like a cowboy hat, and he's kind of like skinny guy. Looks like he's maybe 50. He's like, well, holy shit, fucking Raymond. And he walks up and he shakes his hand and he's like, here's the horses here and everything. He's like, he's like, are these the 4 that are going to be using them? And and Raymond's like, yeah, this is my grandson, Che. And he's like, these are his friends. Yeah, these are his friends, Alex, Wayne, and Michael. They're going to probably be using them, I would say, for maybe a week. He's like, is it the regular rate? And he's like, man, how many times have you fucking helped me out? He's like, I'm not going to charge you for this shit. Don't worry. And he's like, you take care of my babies now. And he looks at you 4 and everything. And he's like, you exactly don't look like the horse riding type. He's looking at you, Wayne. You know what I mean? With your hippie hair and everything like that.
I'll say to him, don't worry, sir. I know what I'm doing. I'll give him a big smile.
Yeah, and he smiles. He's like, yeah, I know your grandfather would make sure of that. You know, that's good stuff. And he like turns around and he walks towards and he pulls like these harness ropes and he like opens the back and he takes one out. And you see like they're pinto horses, which are like usually like pintos are usually like white horses that have like brown and black spots on them. And he's like, these are some good pintos here, man. He's like, they're good for prairie traveling. They know how to watch out for like gopher holes and all that stuff. And he's like, if you're going to be out there for a few days, he's like, I just ask, you stop by some watering holes, you let them graze once in a while and feed, brush them down, all the stuff. And then he's like, it looks like Raymond's grandson here knows. So just please take his advice. I got some oats here, and you see him, he pulls out a couple bags here. And he's like, and he looks at Raymond's pickup truck. He's like, all right, guys, young man, grab these saddles over here. Let's get these all mounted up here. And as you guys start bringing these saddles,
yeah, we'll dress them and everything.
You guys start like hooking up these saddles, like tying the sleeping bags to them, all this stuff. They're pretty they're strong and they have everything that you need. And he even has one. I forgot to mention, he also has an extra horse to help carry some stuff if you need. But you guys should be good. He sees and he just like leaves you with the 4 horses. And so you see, he's like, all right, and he like gets all the pleasantries with Raymond done. You know what I'm saying? And he's all shaking his hand, gets in the truck, drives off, and you see Raymond goes, all right, guys. He's like, good luck. I'm going to stop by here, I would say every morning, probably after starting tomorrow. And if you guys aren't here in the morning, I'll just come back in the next morning and see if you guys are ready to be picked up, all right? And he kind of looks at you, Che, and you see he has a little concerned look on his face for a second, and he like walks up to you and he gives you a hug. And he goes up to each of the other 3 and he kind of gives you a hug in their own way, and in his own way, and he gets in his pickup truck and he turns around and drives off. And you 4 are left on your own. So before we start, I want to break down the system for how I planned out how we are going to do what we are about to do, gentlemen, all right? Something that requires 20 successes, and I'm going to tell you guys how you can get those 20 successes, all right? So there's 3 different roles that we are going to be doing during this time. And mind you, we're going to be doing role-playing during here. Total of 20 successes to find what you are trying to find. The first role that can be done is a wits plus survival, and all successes can be added to the 20. And that roll can be done once every 4 hours in story time. Then the second roll that can be done is a wits, and mind you can only do 1 roll every 4 hours. It has to be one of these 3. And then the second roll that can be done is a wits plus investigation, and all successes can be added to the 20. Okay? And then the third roll is a different one. It's a presence plus persuasion, or any similar skill, if you can sell me on it, where every 2 successes that you get in that can add 1 dice to someone who's rolling the first 2 rolls. And what that is obviously the first 2 are trying to find this place, right? Either through survival means or through investigative means. But the second one is trying to motivate the group, trying to be like, this is, you know what I mean, guys, like this is what we're supposed to do, or you know what I mean? This or and you figure it out. I'm not telling you how, but this is a role to where if you get 2 successes, you motivate the guys who are doing the legwork so much that they get more dice to help them roll. Does that make sense? And all these rolls, and all these rolls can be done every 4 hours. Now, this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to obviously take this as an opportunity to get some good role playing in, because that's, I mean, frankly, you guys are fucking excellent role players and have shown this throughout this arc and this game. So if you see an opportunity to do dialogue between each other, please feel free to. I don't want you to feel like, you know what I mean, you can't, okay? Or explore certain things. When you make the roll, we're going to talk about, I'm not going to be like, you're just going to be like, I'm not going to be like, just roll this. And you're like, all right, 2 successes, I'm going to tell you like what exactly you found. Or if you felt something, because guess what? Might not all just be, I see this, you know what I mean? Hearted, grounded in reality. A lot of it may be like, man, I'm really feeling like, you know what I mean? Like through seeing this or through that, So, am I making sense there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Any questions, gentlemen?
No.
Do you guys need a scene before we start the roll, or do you guys talk amongst each other and decide? Because in a way, a strategy has to be figured out. You guys have to figure out who can roll to find stuff, or who may need to be like someone to motivate, or something to that extent.
I think Che will be the survivalist, right?
Yeah. I'm the most experienced, so I'll be kind of leading the way.
I can do the investigation stuff, piecing together along the way, writing out notes and
all that
thinking
fun stuff.
about clues. Yeah.
And what about you, you two, Wayne and Alex? What do you guys plan to try to do?
Alex is so out of his element here. Got no idea what to do.
I was going to say the first thing I would try to do is, first of all, I need to give them some pointers on how to, ride a horse.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. Okay, let me give you guys a basic rundown. This is how you get on the horse. This is what you do. Make sure you don't tighten this part too much. Run through everything like that. Kind of like, okay, you pull back for this. Keep your heels down. If the horse gets scared, he's going to rear up. Be careful. Pay attention to his ears, so on and so forth. I'm just going to go through all that stuff. And I'll give them tips and reminders as we're going to hopefully get them more comfortable.
That's good. That's very good. Yeah, I like that. You're really going to shine in this element. Now, you're out of your element when it comes to the investigative part, but maybe you could do that last roll. You know what I mean? If you wanted to do that last roll, kind of like, I don't know how you would do it in character, but be like, try to motivate, you know what I mean? These guys or the group, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it, do you get, Alex, what I meant by like that last roll as what it is?
Do I? Yeah, I get it. It's just,
okay.
If
Alex
you don't want
is
a very urban character.
If you don't want, yeah. But
I might sort of like bounce off ideas about clues piecing together and stuff. Telling all these things to Alex, and he's that makes sense. Or are you sure?
Alex can be the sounding board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you could do that. So we could do that last roll like that would. And you could do that for these two, you know what I mean? We could say that's the thing before they roll, like they could start talking. You could be like, or you know what I mean? Bounce ideas back. Would a presence and persuasion roll be a roll that you think would make that? Or do you think there's another skill to go with presence that you prefer to use, Alex, for that?
No, Alex would definitely stick with persuasion. It's his highest skill. So.
Okay, gotcha. And what about you, Wayne?
Let's see. I think wits and investigation would be my strongest, but I don't know. I kind of would want to be the person who would try to keep morale up, but so I don't have a lot of presence and perception, but I feel like that would be a role that would make sense.
Or persuasion, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that too, or you can go back and forth because, like every 4 hours we'll be rolling, you know what I mean? So, all right, so what do you guys want to start rolling? Who wants to make the presence persuasion roll for their first roll? All right, Alex, and what about you? Do you want to, Wayne, or do you want to do investigation for your first roll?
I think I want to do, I'll do investigation for my first roll.
Okay. All right, so I'll have you guys roll that. Don't forget, you can use willpower, whatever, normal rules apply. So you guys go ahead and roll. Let's see what you guys get here.
1 success.
Wayne, you got 2. Go ahead and re-roll that 10, Wayne. 9. So you got 3 successes. So we'll say I'll let you combine 4 successes together, like talking in the group. We're going to decide how you do that, which gives 2 extra dice to both Che and Michael on their rolls. So, Che, if you want to roll your wits and survival.
My first question for you is, whenever we start, are we like looking around for clues and stuff to like maybe where to go, or like are we just setting out randomly, or what are we doing?
We'll discuss that once you roll that. I kind of do the roll, then want to tell, Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay. So willpower gives you what, 3 dice, right? Or is it 2?
Mm-hmm. Yep. 3 dice. Yep.
3. See, okay, I'll use a point of willpower, and I'm gonna do the survival. Does tracking go on this? Do I get that specialty?
Oh yeah. So that's extra dice. Holy shit, man! You're like a survivalist tank, dude. So 3 successes, so you're down to 17. Next is you, Michael. Do your wits and investigation +2.
3.
Guys are at 6. All right, so we're gonna have you two start the scene, Wayne and Alex, just kind of like how you're gonna start talking to these folks, and then and then I'll describe what's going on. So basically, you guys are on your horses and you start riding out into the prairie that's between like the ranch and then the stables are on the left, and you kind of just find yourselves just gently. You don't need to slowly walking the horses out there as you guys are getting used to the horse. Go ahead, scenes on you guys.
So Michael would probably have some sort of notebook or something, and he'd keep writing in it, making connections, and just talking out loud. Yeah, trying to piece it all together.
And as you see Michael writing in his notebook, Che, you right away kind of notice at first what looked like could have been like perhaps like tire tracks at one point, just because the grass is growing shorter a little, you know what I mean? Like by like maybe only 4 inches of tall grass, but you by picking that up, you're like, well, obviously, you know what I mean? You start following along that path, and you guys start noticing as you're like maybe mention that to Michael or whatever, but continue on, cut to the scene.
I'll be looking out for signs like that on where to go, and kind of like talking to him. Okay, so I think this is a good starting point. We can go from here and search for this and this and this. And and guys, remember, keep your ears down.
Yeah, and Alex, as you notice you start going in that direction, you feel goosebumps go on the back of your neck a little bit. Like when you see like Chase starts being like, "Oh, we need to go this way." You know what I mean? I've noticed this. Like, let's try going this way. You start feeling that.
Yep.
That feeling, that feeling, So, but yeah, but what I mean by Wayne and Alex, like you guys can do if you want to do the scene where you kind of get these guys the extra dice, that they're doing. But go ahead.
All right, Alex will complain a little bit here and there about God, this horse hates me. I swear to God, this horse hates me.
Hey, Alex, does this make sense to you?
Read it back to me real quick.
So this is the blah 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 something. Blah blah.
Alex starts thinking.
It kind of makes sense.
Wayne and Alex are just kind of like giving you things. And also another thing that you could probably do, Wayne, like be these roles is doing like, how you said you feel a sense of purpose. Be like, yeah, guys, this is the path we're supposed to, you know what I mean? We're doing the right thing here. I bet, remember Christina, remember Amanda, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we're supposed to be. That's what I was trying to convey in that stuff.
So, like hearing like Alex's discomfort, I'm just gonna, nudge him and remind him to hang in there. Like, we have to do this, man. This is the only way for things to go back to normal. This is our chance to have the lives that we were meant to have.
Man, I don't think I will ever have the life I was meant to have at this point.
And I'm just gonna look away, not totally disagreeing, like he's probably right.
But you guys hearing Wayne being like motivating like that even gives you the fire that, you know what I mean, that you guys had before. Now, who here actually, I think Che was the only one who knows how to ride a horse, right? So after like 4 hours of riding, you guys start feeling like a little hunger. You know what I mean? You guys eat some snacks on there. You three are definitely starting to feel like a little sore of riding, but it's not like at a fast pace, But you guys are making good time. And you're surprised, Che, because you're like usually tracking is very meticulous and very slow. But you find yourself almost like gliding along. And in the back of your head, you're at first you're like panicked. You're like, fuck, I'm probably off. You know what I mean? Like I'm off course. But then you're like, you feel this like reassurance and like, you're like, nah, man, I'm just like, I'm firing at all pistons. That turn, you know what I mean? Like just everything's clicking to me, in reality. But then you're like wondering, like, is this like, you start remembering what your grandfather was talking to you about for a second. And this is all that you're having as, these guys are talking amongst each other and you're kind of just doing your thing. You almost feel like, am I being driven this way or is this like some fucking crazy shit or what? At the 4 hour mark, we're going to roll again. Is there anything you guys want to do before we roll for the 4 hours, like in character or anything like that? Or should we roll to the next roll?
Besides giving them like tips, can I maybe use like a separate role, like to represent my knowledge with animal kin and everything like that, and how to ride better and give them tips so they're not going to be like, oh, sore and everything. Like, hey, move with the horse, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a presence in animal kin. Well, okay, so 2 successes, yeah. I would say like normally at the 4-hour mark they would have been sore. Like I was going to have them where you guys are going to have to take a break, but you have been giving them advice through the whole time. So I would say they have like 2 more hours of riding before you would think they need to like probably get up and stretch their legs and everything like that. Which leads us to our next roll. So who wants to do the third roll this time around? And who wants to do the investigative/survival roll? So I take it Che and Mike, it's pretty much a given. You guys are going to do the survival and investigation rolls each time.
I'm kind of taking the lead on that, the survival
gotcha.
check.
What about you, Wayne? What roll are you going to do this time?
The presence and persuasion roll.
And what about you, Alex?
Well, presence and persuasion was kind of the only thing that I could really do.
Now, if you want to, like, I'm willing, if you want to sell me, like, I don't want you guys to think you're just hampered into this server. If you have a fucking idea, shoot an idea. If not, you can just do the presence and persuasion roll again, you know?
Do you guys have stealth or something?
I've got a little bit of stealth, but I was going to ask, what about an intelligence plus occult roll?
Okay. To kind of follow your gut feeling?
Yeah, see if there's anything weird that, can sort of lead me in the right direction.
Yeah, I dig that. I dig that, especially with your merit and everything like that. Yeah, dude. I want you to roll that first, okay?
No successes.
Okay. It's not clicking. You definitely have that feeling still in the back, but you're not quite sure how to interpret it.
Shouldn't we wait for the persuasion roll first to see if we get any bonuses?
Ah, look at you. Okay, you saved the day there. I'll let you sell that on me. All right, so go ahead and do the persuasion
all
first.
The bonuses.
First. Wayne.
Okay, well, I got 1.
So, yeah, there's no bonus. I'll let you re-roll again, Alex, because I went out of order, and I'm a fair guy.
One success this time.
All right. So I'll let you add 1 dice to each of the 2 rolls that these folks are going to be doing. You're to basically, like, and that we'll role play the scene afterwards if you want to, but you're basically like, no, you're like, I know we're going the fucking right way. You know what I mean? You're that feeling that you're feeling, you're realizing like, yeah, we're going, but you're also kind of a little scared because you're like, we're going to something that's not right, man. But we're definitely going the right way. Does that make sense?
Is it tripping both of my merits?
I don't even know what your other merit is, man. You can say it out loud. I mean, it's not like some super secret.
It's the unseen sense and danger sense.
Unseen sense, not danger sense. Like you're definitely getting unseen. Yeah. So, Che, go ahead and make your roll first, plus 1 dice, and then plus another dice because you're using tracking, right? So, plus 2 dice. Yep. 1, 2, 2. All right. 2. You can add 2 now. Go ahead, Michael. And if you need to do anything else, 2. So 4 successes. So that's 10 out of, holy shit, you guys are making good progress, man. So it is definitely starting to, you guys started like at 8 in the morning. It's about 4 o'clock, but no, when you make the second roll, we'll say it's going on. We'll cover the 4 hours, but definitely Alex, you're feeling like you guys are heading to something, you know what I mean? And you know it in your gut and you get a stronger sense as Che and Alex are going on and I'll let you go ahead and articulate that to them. That's how they get the +1 die modifier. Go ahead.
Whatever we're supposed to find, guys, I think we're going in the right direction. I'm getting all sorts of creeped out, and that usually means that there's something by.
Yeah.
What do you mean by creeped out?
Seems to support my theory.
I can tell sometimes when there's weird shit nearby.
Like that house?
Yes, like the house.
Kind of remember you saying something about that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll check my weapons.
And you guys still don't know. Did you tell them, Alex, the vision that you had, the first vision, or have you still not told these guys?
Alex still isn't talking much about it.
8 hours goes by. Now, here's the thing. You guys are starting to get sore. They're probably sore at this moment. Che, it's your call, kind of like what you want to do at this moment. If you want to stop for the night, if you want to stop and break and keep going, or you know what I mean? But you got the horses are pretty well lathered at the moment. You know that they probably need to be watered and fed. And, there's like little ponds that, you know what I mean, that are kind of in the middle of these plains a little bit, like where rain and snow melt has collected, you know what I mean, over time and everything. It's kind of your call. I'll let you make that decision.
Well, I feel like a break is something we can do. We shouldn't stop completely, though. We could probably go for a couple more hours. It's probably what you said, 8 hours to 4 in the afternoon. We can definitely keep going.
Yeah. So you guys take like a 1 hour break.
Yeah.
You kind of
I packed lunch.
Yeah, I'm on that high of having made a lot of progress.
Definitely. You guys
or at least I feel like we have.
Oh yeah, I feel you guys have too. And so the horses are like getting water and grazing on their own. They're well trained. They don't run off. You know what I mean? Run off. And you guys, how are each of you during this now? Like now that you guys are stopped, are you guys communicating? Are you guys just in your own little world, or how goes it?
Pouring over my notes.
Michael, that's a good thing because in your notes you're thinking like, if I was a guy, you're looking at the landscape and you're starting to realize that the direction you're going in, you're kind of following along ridges, which means that like it's very hard to spot certain areas because they're almost like in mini valleys. You know what I mean? Not like there's huge, you know what I'm saying? But to where like you're noticing kind of a trend. You're like, man, if I was a guy who wanted to hide shit, you know what I'm saying? And you're just trying to formulate in your head this different type of stuff. How are you doing, Wayne, during all this while you're sitting there taking a break? Are you just kind of keeping to yourself? Are you talking, or what are you doing?
I have a question. Do I have like any sense of like how far out we are from the actual ranch house?
Oh, you know you're far. I mean, you're like you're looking around and you're like you can't see any sign of the ranch house. You're actually kind of blown away, and that's a good thing too. Like Che has experienced this, but a lot of you guys are like, wow.
If they ask, I can tell them like a pretty good guess because the direction sense merit. I know that's north. I know we've gone this far. This is the exact trail we went. I know exactly where we are.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. If you want to ask Jay, you can.
I will. Hey, how far out do you think we are? I can't even tell anymore.
And I would say probably like maybe like 20 miles. You know what I mean? You guys make a good time. You know what I'm saying? Because normally you're kind of surprised, like I said, because tracking usually is like.
Yeah. I'll tell them. And this is like while I'm like checking the horses for their ties and the blankets and everything, making sure the straps are all good and that nothing's like getting worn, that everything's in good condition. And I'll just be like, well, we've covered about 20 miles and we come from this direction. That way is north, and just kind of give them a little rundown of everything that's going through my head as far as where we are, how far we've come, and that kind of thing. And it's like I can tell by this, and that kind of stuff.
What about you, Alex? How are you acting during all this?
Alex will be happy to engage in light conversation,
all
and
right.
he'll probably, shuffle around a little bit, picking at leaves and twigs and whatnot.
You guys go through this. It's about 4:30, 4:45 when you guys get back on the horses and everything like that. So what roles are you going to do, Wayne and Alex, this time?
This time I want to do the wits and investigation again. I want to, try to get a better sense of.
All right, where you guys are at. Yeah, exactly, you probably hear them talking. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold on, not yet. What role are you going to do, Alex, this time?
I will do the intelligence occult roll.
Okay. So let's have you roll the intelligence occult roll.
My weird sense can give me anything useful. 2 successes.
Sweet. So you guys have 2 extra dice. All right. So go ahead, Wayne. Roll yours. Holy shit. 1, 2. Reroll the 10. All right. 2 for Wayne. All right. Go ahead and do your roll with +3 because the +1 for tracking and +2 for what Alex did. Che. 1. Holy shit. 2, 3. Reroll the 10. All right. Yeah, so you got 1 success. So we got a total of 6 successes, right? How many successes did we get? How many did you get, Wayne?
2, right?
Yeah, 2. You got 2. Yeah. How many did you get, Che? 3?
Well, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 1, so 6. So you guys are at 16. So you guys ride into the night. You guys really feel like that you're coming up. You know what I mean? That you're making good progress, but Che, at this moment, like it's too dark. You know what I mean? And that, like, if you kept riding that dark, the horses wouldn't be rested. B, you know what I mean? The chances of the horses getting injured, you know what I mean, are greater. And so, I'll let you go ahead and decide what you're going to do now, Che. You find like a little grove where there's a little collection of snow water again, melted. Well, it's still fall, but you know what I mean? Rainwater and stuff like that's trapped. And you have some feeding grass that they could probably eat off of. And then there's like a tree, little couple of trees, dead ash trees that you sometimes find, like dead groves of ash trees that you can tie the horses off at. Go ahead. Scenes on you guys.
So I'll call for everybody to stop and find a good place that we can take a break and say, look, this is probably best we stop now. I know you guys are probably getting a little sore, and we've been out here all day. So I want
probably
you to
keep watch or something.
keeping watch would be a good idea. You know what I mean? Like if you guys wanted to sleep and do a rotation or something like that, there's definitely firewood there for you to start firewood. If you guys want to roleplay scene out, we can. Or no fires. Oh, you're doing hard. Mike's going hardcore Rambo mode. You know what I mean? So you guys are just kind of like sitting in your sleeping bags there. It's a little chilly. You're sore when you sleep, but you can hear like the soft like I like the horses' tails. You know what I mean? As they brush. Go ahead.
Before like jumping to sleeping, I wanted to stretch my legs a bit and kind of like on foot just walk around, scatter around a bit, look around the area, make sure that there's not any signs of like wolves or bears or anything like that might be nearby. So make sure this is completely safe, and take my hunting rifle with me just in case.
And that's what I should have done before jumping to the sleep scene is kind of go over what each person wants to do. So thank you for doing that. You see Che like take his hunting rifle and he kind of walks off. You know what I mean? You still see him about 100 yards and he's looking around. You guys are kind of taken aback too by like how he just seems so comfortable in this vast expanse that seems to be swallowing you guys up. And Che, you're looking around and you don't see any wolves. Wolves are probably what you'd have to worry about the most. You know what I mean? And you don't see anything. You kind of walk around. You actually see no sign of man or civilization or wolf, and you kind of feel.
Hurt to be safe,
oh yeah, definitely. And you go back to the horses. The horses are content. They haven't been worked too hard. What about you, Wayne? What are you doing before you guys hit the sack?
I'm probably just looking around at everything. Oh, it all seemed very surreal to just be out this far in the prairie,
away from civilization,
yeah,
just like kind of
away from my trailer, away from the Shell station, and
away from Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
and
exactly, exactly, yeah.
On your own instinct, and you guys are even feeling too, like you're not bathing, you're not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just kind of feel like
I feel more primal, yeah.
Exactly. All right, that's cool. Are you saying you're going to be like, are you just going to shoot this like small talk, or are you just like kind of just like so exhausted you eat and you fall asleep because you're sore kind of thing? Because you guys are pretty sore who haven't rode a horse, you know what I mean?
I'll probably make some small talk with Michael. Probably see what he's got. I notice he's been writing stuff down. I'll just ask him. So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking we're close, real close.
I got an awful feeling in my gut that yeah, we're getting there somehow.
Yeah, you guys do feel this. That's a good thing. You feel that. Oh, not to interrupt, but you do feel like this is right. Like almost what Alex is feeling. You're feeling like that also, which is weird, and more of a connection with each other too than you felt before being alone like this, But go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, horrible feeling maybe, but we have to finish it sooner rather than later. So better now than later, I guess. Hey, Alex, how's your mom? How's your parents in general?
They're not too bad. How's your mom?
She's her talkative usual self. I actually thought if I could arrange, if I could bring her over to your folks' place, because she seems pretty lonely and I think she could use someone to talk to.
I think that my mother would absolutely love that.
I'm sure mine would too.
I hope your mom can understand her through the accent.
Oh, their moms, they have their own language for communicating.
I guess they do.
Che, you're seeing like all this talking going on with the three as you're walking back from like doing your rounds, and you feel like this sense of like real companionship at this moment. You know what I mean? Like you in this environment almost feel like a sheepdog, and you're coming upon your friends and you like hear them talk, and it kind of like gives you this warmth, and you guys are all feeling this. And I'm glad that scene happened because you're all feeling at this moment like a connection, like a positive. You know what I mean? Like even through all this shit, like literally, you guys just been shit upon, dude, with all these memories and all this crap. You guys are feeling like drawn together. You're not even fazed by all this stuff going on, right?
I walk up to the group and saying, "Okay, before we hit the hay, we gotta undress the horses, give them a chance to get comfortable and everything, and then let's build up a camp." And I'll just start say, "Hey, I'm really glad that I have you guys out here with me doing this instead of being on my own. This is what I like to. This is what I like to be." doing. This is what I like to be involved in. This is where I want to live.
And at this point, I can really see that like Che is totally in his element. Like he's really just like shining the most, like in this sort of environment.
Yeah, you can definitely see that he is in his element here. So which is really nice. Which is he doesn't seem so introverted, and he doesn't seem so. What's the word I'm thinking of, Che? I don't know how to think. Like how you felt helpless. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like helpless.
Oh, like useless.
Useless. Yeah. I don't want to say that's such a bad thing,
but that's how he felt.
That's how he felt, though. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And now I'm like, I have things I can do. I know what I'm doing. I don't feel useless. I feel like I'm carrying everyone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, but that's how I feel. Like I can if I need to, and I feel strength because of it.
That's exactly it. So, okay, you guys hit the sack. You wake up, and before the break, let's do our last roll here. I figure you guys are all probably going to do the same roll. I would take it, seeing that you're 4 off. Let's have you roll first, Alex, your occult roll, and see what's going on here.
1 success.
All right, so everyone has a +1 dice. Che, I'm going to have you roll first since you got like a billion dice. You can roll +1 for that and +1 for tracking.
It's not a billion. My base is 5.
Okay.
I just spent the willpower earlier.
Willpower?
I wanted a good head start, and that seemed like a good point.
Yeah, that did. It worked out well.
I'm thinking I can spend another one here too, actually.
Okay. Just roll it, and if we need to, I'll spend it.
But I'm thinking more along the lines of like in character, like getting the start of the day, setting out.
Yeah.
I feel like
I was thinking like if we're getting close, then Mike would just start.
No, I'm not doing it from like a metagame standpoint, but more like an in character. This is how I would want to do it. It's like
don't worry,
Satan
will be there waiting for you guys, no matter what you roll. I'm joking. All right, let's go ahead. Go ahead and roll it, Mr. Che. 4 successes.
+1's a 10, so roll 1 again.
You guys, as you're riding along and you feel like you smell like the morning, like dew, the clouds are again gray. You know what I mean? Like you guys can see the stars really at night. You know what I mean? Last night, and again, it's got like this overcast feel. You guys are riding along, and you stop for a second, and you're looking, Che, at like some stuff on the ground, and the wind is blowing gently, and you feel it kind of go across your skin, and you're like, and you stop for a second, and you smell the smell of sex again that you smelt in that shower, like the traces of that dream, and you catch this whiff for a second, and you're like looking around, and you guys see Che like he's like looking around like what the fuck, and Alex, as you're sitting there, you're just kind of like doing the normal Alex, kind of like not moping around, but you know what I mean, just kind of slumped over riding, and you look and you see the sun kind of breaks through the clouds for a little, like the clouds are overcast. It'll be like a little break, and then it'll come over again. And you see the sun kind of break through the overcast, and you're like, oh wow, that's nuts. And you look and you see the glint of metal that's like 20 feet in front of you.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.